Cardinal Nation, what's happening? Listen, I wanted just to say thank you for tuning in to the amazing CardinOLL podcast. That's right, we are one of the only classroom podcasts that are designed to interview industry and expert leaders to gain their insight so that we can help take your leadership and your learning to the next level immediately. Like I always do, let me start off with a great quote today. Today's quote comes from American poet and philosopher Henry David Thoreau. Thoreau said that success usually comes to those who are too busy working to be looking for it. So guess what? Join me this month as I interview some of our successful OLL alumni. That's the Organizational Leadership and Learning Program alumni here at the amazing University of Louisville. That's right, I'm interviewing some of them because I want to know some of their successful tips, tricks, and talents that they use to get this degree. The degree that is going to change or that has changed their lives. So you know what you're about to go do, Cardinal Nation. You know what I always ask you to do. That's right, today's no different. I want you to go get your pens, your pencils, your memo boards, your notepads, your pencils, whatever it is, crayons, whatever it is you take notes with, your iPhones, your iPads. I need you to go and get it all so that you can learn some great tips, some great golden nuggets from our guest today. Come on, go get it. What are you waiting on? Meet me in the classroom. I'll see you there.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat today, Cardinal Nation. Many of you may not know who Miss Bronwyn Hudson, aka Miss B, is today, but I promise you, by the end of this podcast, you will know who she is. You will fall in love with her story, and you will be stalking her on all of the social media outlets that she will allow you to stalk her on. Listen, Cardinal Nation, she is a Cardinal ambassador. She is an evangelist for the BS OLL program. Once I heard her story when we were talking, I had to get her on the podcast. It wasn't easy. Listen, she's busy. She's busy. I'm glad she made time for us today. Miss B, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Sean. I'm blessed that I could be here today and share a few words of encouragement, my background. So thanks for having me, and I'm glad I could work you in my schedule.
Listen, I'm glad you could put us in the schedule too. I wasn't sure if it was going to happen this month.
Yes.
So here on the CardinOLL podcast, we tell Cardinal Nation, we talk to them about leadership, we talk to them about learning, and this month we're highlighting student success, and you are the epitome. I love your story. I can't wait to get into your story. I hate that I have to really, not hate, hate's a bad word, right? I don't like the fact that I had to go through the preliminaries of leadership and learning before we get to your story, but for the sake of all persons listening and for Cardinal Nation, we'll stick to our concept today. Is that okay with you, Miss B?
That's okay with me, Sean. Let's go.
All right. Let's get started. Miss B, you've been through a lot. All right. I'm not going to divulge your age. I'm not going to divulge anything. But the question is, you've seen a lot. You've heard of a lot. You've been through a lot. How do you define leadership?
I would define leadership as me personally being an influencer. Influence others to be the best that they can be with any job endeavor, any organization that they're in, any personal experiences. I'm there to be their influencer. So that's what I think leadership is for me.
I get it. Leadership is influence. I think that's the culmination of everyone's answer. No one has really, I can't recall. We're about episode 25, 26 in at this point in time, maybe a little more, maybe 27, 28. I think everyone tries to encapsulate influence without saying influence. Everyone gives great examples. So Ms. B, again, I think influence is it. John Maxwell says that in all of his books, that leadership is influence. And so how do you influence, or when you've been in positions to show your leadership, how has influence played a key role in you coming up to that definition?
I had a staff of I was a former director of a child development center, St. Joseph's Children's Home Child Development Center here in Louisville, Kentucky, a well-known institution. And I was there for approximately 28 years. Began as a teacher assistant, worked my way up. They saw what I could do and encouraged me, and I became a director. I had a staff of 27 people to influence Encourage, really. I really love the word encourage. I want them to know that I was there for them, and um, letting them know that if there's anything they need, that I would be there for them in a support system.
Did you find that difficult with this? I mean, one person leading 28 people, 27 people, was that difficult?
It was difficult, especially the teachers there tend to stay. Me beginning as a teacher assistant, I developed friendships along the way. But when I became director, I had to set certain boundaries, but they respected. It's how you present it, how you set those boundaries to others. You don't want to set it in a defensive way. You don't want to set it. You want to present it as an encouraging way. So my main motive was to just to say I'm a team with you. I'm a team player. Okay, we're here to work together, get this job done, for the children. The children are our main focus. We're here to get whatever your goal is in your company. You want to focus on that goal, not on your personal life.
Got you. So saying all that, knowing we got influence, we got encouragement, we got it all going, what would you say your leadership style is?
Again, it goes back to me being that coach. I want to say coach. And a support system. I'm a coach. Okay, I'm gonna be cheering you on. Okay, I'm there for you. Your downs and lows, I'm gonna be there to pick you up and cheer you on.
Now, are you a tough coach? Are you a friendly coach? I mean, I see you smiling, so I mean, I don't want the smile to fool me now.
Oh yeah, don't. I got another side to me now, Sean. I would say my style is friendly, directive, respectful. And I love to use that word respect, because I think that's been lost in our society right now with this generation. So I encourage respect in what I do, but getting people to be on my team or whatever. I did it in a friendly way, but in a I'm trying to think of the word, encouraging way again. Yeah.
Okay. So why do you think, in your opinion, I mean, you've seen multiple generations come through, obviously teaching
Yes.
for 28 years. What leads you to think that respect is kind of a lost art, a losing art form?
Oh, good question, Sean. Um, I see this in our society today. I observe teachers in the classroom to this day. I'm a professional development specialist, and I go and observe teachers obtaining their child development associates. So I was in the classroom yesterday, and the focus in the classrooms now are and if you see on TV, I saw JCPS a commercial this morning. They were talking about I teach respect. So we need to start teaching respect to our children again. Parents, professionals, any organization, bring that word respect back into your organization and say, this is what we need to focus on between each other in the community. The people that we're representing we need that word to come back. It's lost, and I believe our times have changed so much. So it's sad that it's happened, but it's happened. But I feel like, and I'm hoping that we can get back to that word, and children can be instilled in and be appreciative of others.
Definitely, I think we're headed back that way. I think when we have mentors and heroes out there like you, I think it's bound to come back, because you're gonna beat us over the head until we get it right.
Yes.
In a respectful way, in a friendly, encouraging way.
Yeah, no hands on.
Right. So that being said, right, I know we all have people that we look up to, role models, inspirations, mentors. That being said, who do you think, in your experience, best exemplifies that influencer, that encouraging, that respectful leader in your opinion?
I have the picture in my bedroom. It's my grandfather.
Mm.
My grandfather, he was a giant man. He was over 6 feet tall. He passed away at age 69 of prostate cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I miss him. He was my support. If my grandmother was getting on me for something, he would always be there. No, don't, But he was also an advocate. He was a sportsman. We were
Mm-hmm.
campers back in the day. You even never heard of back in the 60s, black campers, camping across the United States. But he loved sports. There was a time when he loved horseshoes, and I don't know if anybody remembers the big horseshoes, but back in the day, those were the big horseshoes, and you threw them
Mm-hmm.
at this big iron thing and try to get it around it. And I was like, I can't do that. And he said, oh, yes, you can. And then I was taught to shoot pool. He said, oh, you can do that. In my schooling, he was like, oh, you don't say you can't. He was always encouraging me to move forward, and I could do anything I set my mind to. And I was a very shy child.
Mm-hmm.
And I could think he sensed that in me. And to this day, I just call upon him, and I look at his picture and I just say, thank you. And I wish you were here.
So, I mean, you talked about horseshoes. That's going back a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think the modern version of horseshoes is cornhole. Do you play cornhole?
My son plays cornhole. He's on the league. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I love cornhole too. Yeah, it's just like cornhole.
So, which one do you think is more difficult?
Horseshoes.
And why is that? Why is that? Is it the weight of the horseshoe?
The weight of the horseshoe. They were actually big. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
huge. They weren't like the horseshoes on a horse. They were bigger than that. And so you actually had to stand at a distance and throw that thing across the field. And hopefully you hit that iron stick that was in the ground, that iron pole.
Right. And so you say horseshoes is tougher, but which one was more fun? Which one do you think is more fun? You played both?
I like cornhole.
Okay. I tried horseshoes. I will admit it is very difficult. I think you have to be way more precise with horseshoes. Because it's like you say, it's either you hit the pole or you really don't. It's not really about getting close. It's about getting it exact, and you got to be really exact in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would agree. But I do like a good game of cornhole. I think it's way more fun. I think you get more people involved, a bigger crowd.
You need to join a league. And maybe more jobs should have that, as a make leagues on their organization, cornhole.
That's a great idea.
Hey, we're gonna have cornhole over here today, and as a team building.
Well, I think it could also come through for a conflict resolution, right? If two people are arguing about a point, we can't come to a conclusion. Go to the cornhole. Whoever wins the cornhole match, that's the idea we're going with. I think cornhole will solve a lot of problems in business today.
Yes, yes.
Okay, but moving on. That being said, what motivates and inspires you to be great? What has motivated you to be great?
I believe my eagerness to learn. In my place, I have books on top of books, and I'm more of a historian. I have children's books. I share them I go to maybe secondhand stores, and I'm always buying books for the kids in the neighborhood. My eagerness to learn and know asking for help is always available. I know that I can ask for anyone for help, and knowing that's available, and anything for my future achievements that I'm doing. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Because when I was in school, I'm being one of the older ones in class. Oftentimes after class, the younger ones would come and say, and they call me Miss B. They said, Miss B, I'm so glad you asked that question. And I'm like, but you can ask it too. And I always encourage my grandchildren, look, there's no right or wrong answer. Just ask the question. And so that's what I always try to encourage others to do. But at my stage of the game, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna ask the question. I'm old, so I can do it.
I love that answer. I love the answer. What in all of your historical references and all of your books? I'm a huge book fan. For this year, I set out a goal of mine to read a book every 10 days. Ms. B, I'm gonna tell you right now, it is the worst goal I've ever set for myself. I've done it, I've maintained it, but we are in September, and it has been a monster from January to September to knock out a book every 10 days, 3 books a month. I said I will never set that goal for myself ever again in life. I don't know what it'll be next year, but it won't be 3 books, and I'm definitely not moving up to 4.
Right.
Of all your books,
I was just trying to show you one of the books that I got. I go to the library often. This book is called The Warmth of Suns. It talks about the migration from the South to other parts of the, I'm sorry about that. Parts of the, but this book I got at the library for 50 cents.
Wow. And what is, so that book is about the migration from the South to the North.
It's called The Epic Story of America's Great Migration by Isabel Wilkerson. And she's a well-known, she wrote Cast, the book Cast. And that's a well-known, that's a bestseller. So I was really lucky to get that. I have one that I just found on Sojourner Truth that's in my collection. I have a huge collection, so you're welcome to see them anytime and get started on your journey.
What would you say is your favorite book in your collection? What would you say is it was one of your favorite books? I know there's probably many, but what is one of your top favorites?
My favorite book, I'm glad you asked that, From Slavery to Freedom by John Hope Franklin. That was my first, and I went to DuPont Manual High School here in Louisville, Kentucky. In 1970, I'm telling my age, I don't care, I'm proud to be here. 1970, we had a Black History class. People didn't know that we had one, but we had a Black History class. My teacher, Mr. Martin, I love him. And he gave us the book, John Hope Franklin's From Slavery to Freedom. That introduced me to African American history and my roots. That's something that I wish they would bring back. It's history. It's a part of history, and we shouldn't exclude that. And so that's my book, my go-to book. I tell young people that's the first book you should read. I had an opportunity to go to Alex Haley's farm back in the day and stay there and stay in his house. That was an experience. They had a library named after John Hope Franklin. So that's a little bit of my history.
Gotcha. And that book, again, by John Hope Franklin, what was the title of it again?
From Slavery to Freedom. And I'm trying to see if I see it over here.
From Slavery to Freedom. There you have it, the Cardinal Nation. Yes. If you're out there, go get the book. Go get the book. Check it out.
1.3 million. That's right. 1.3 million. That's how many adults in the United States have some college and no degree. If that's you, I want you to be a part of the organizational leadership and learning program here at the amazing University of Louisville. I want you to be able to learn how to lead with compassion, expertise, and empathy, and be a game changer in your industry. I want you to learn and lead like you've never done before. I want you to be the game changer that's really inside of you. So this is what I need you to do. I need you to go get on the computer, grab your mobile device, pull up your internet, and in the URL browser, type UofL.me/BSOLL-podcast. Once our screen pulls up, you're going to learn some amazing information. You're going to learn how we can save you time and money towards your degree. You're going to learn how our prior learning assessment works, or your credit for working works. You're going to learn about our 9 degree tracks, and we have some amazing degree tracks, as well as you're going to learn how to request more information, but most importantly, you'll get some information about how you can sign up for our informational session. So so I can speak directly to you about how you can accomplish that lifelong goal, that dream you've always had of obtaining your Bachelor's of Science degree from a world-class organization such as the University of Louisville. So again, go to uofl.me/BSOLL-podcast. And guess what? I'll see you in the classroom.
Transitioning a little bit away from leadership, we want to jump a little bit into learning. So let me ask you this. You're in the education field. You understand learning probably way better than the average person listening to this podcast, and probably even better than me, because I'm still young in this profession. But in your opinion, how do you think learning takes place on either the individual or on the group level?
I think that learning takes place when you're constantly seeking knowledge through books, whether it be the internet or just asking questions again. And when looking at a group level, it's a team effort for me. I believe that if you look at it going for the team effort, you work together, you're going to learn together and grow together. So that's my little short answer.
Okay. So you think asking questions, or really it's not even asking questions, it's really just about seeking knowledge.
Seeking knowledge, yes. From anywhere, from another person that you might look up to, just getting that knowledge and learning.
And so I guess I'll jump to my last question is this. What is a great way to gauge, in your opinion, monitoring this for years? What is a great way to gauge if learning has taken place? I mean, we hear people say test isn't the best answer, or this isn't the best answer, or get rid of multiple choice, or add multiple choice, or maybe a short answer. But, in your opinion, from your perspective, what is the best way to see if what we're teaching is really sticking in the brain?
I would encourage others to ask for feedback. It's very important. If you're in a class and you feel like you're not doing the best or whatever, you just feel somebody's doing better than you or whatever, you might be having a bad day, just ask for feedback about your progress, how you're doing, and do your research. Do research, and that's my way of thinking about how to gauge learning. That learning is taking place.
Yeah, my good friend Dr. McCart says all the time, feedback is the breakfast of champions. You may not always like it, but it will always make you better. And I agree with that 1,000%. And to hear you say that, I'm sure he is somewhere doing backflips right now, like, yeah, somebody is agreeing with me.
Wow, that's really interesting.
But let me get to why we really got you on the podcast today, Miss B. Let's get to it. I want to know, the world wants to know, we all want to know, what drew you to U of L, and even if you want to get into even the OLL program, what drew you to University of Louisville?
Okay, I left high school wanting to come to U of L. I mean, U of L had always been on my radar. I'm going to go to U of L. I'm going to graduate. And when I was a very sheltered child, so when I came on campus, I was just like, oh, this is college. This is what it's all about. Well, my journey took a little shortcut, and I got married, and I became a mother of 2 children, and my career was cut short. And then I went through a marriage, and I had to raise these 2 children by myself after a divorce. So I had to work. But I was blessed to start at St. Joseph's, work my way up, continue my college education. But I was always drawn to U of L and knew I was going to finish one day. I knew that was my journey. And I want to make this short too. I know we're on a time limit, but I want to share with others is that me returning as a senior citizen to U of L, I I wanted to get the degree, but I
Mhm.
had a panic attack one day.
Mm.
I had a panic attack, and I was like, should I call my son, take me to the hospital? I went to the hospital, and they said that what's going on? And I said, well, I just had my first class, and it's going to be 8 weeks here, 8 weeks there, and I was having a panic attack. So, but as I laid there, and a nurse came in, someone came in, and she looked at me. She said, why are you trying to go to school with these young people? And I said, oh, no, she didn't. I said, okay, so because at that time I was in class with 20-year-olds,
Mhm.
military veterans. I was doing, so it was. She gave me the encouragement to get up and leave and graduate.
I love it.
I wish I could go back and talk to her.
Ah, man, listen, the look on her face today. Go in with the degree if you ever find her. Go in with the degree. Don't just go in and tell her you did it. Go in with like
I
a
got
like
Magnum cum laude. Okay, uh-huh. Resilience Award.
yes, yeah, get it all. I want her, and it's like, see, you
Yeah,
motivate him. You didn't
you
even know you was
know.
my motivation.
Yes, right.
So let me ask you this, because this is a question I've asked everyone else when we had them on here. I want to know. Clearly, you had the panic attack, you had the anxiety attack, you had all this going on, but time passes and you get through your first class and your second class and your third class. And at some point, you realize, hold on, I'm about to graduate. So when was that point for you? When did you realize it? Was it a class? Was it a moment? Was it a day? Was it a feeling? Was it a professor? When did you know?
It was when I was 3 classes away from getting that degree. I was just like, oh my goodness, I am so close. And I was determined. I mean, I would go to the library on campus and spend hours in the library, just determined I was going to finish that paper, get it done, ask for help if I needed it. And I just want to give a shout out to Eric in the OLL department over there, and with the technology and everything.
Mhm.
He really helped me along, and so it was just I knew 3 classes in, I'm ready. I'm ready to hit that stage and get it done, honey. I'm ready to make my walk across.
I love it. I'm telling you, this is what it's about. This is what student success is all about. Knowing like it's going to happen. It may not happen as the time frame you wanted it to. Didn't probably happen the way you wanted it to. But the most important and critical thing is that it did happen, and that is amazing. That is amazing. So let me
Mhm.
ask you this question connected to student success as well. Right now, this is the good one. This is the best question I'm probably going to ask you, maybe all day.
Okay.
If you could recruit the next you, how would you do it?
Okay. If I could recruit the next me, I would say, hi, Bronwyn. I hear you are thinking about going back to school, but you're hesitant about it. Um, Look how far you've come. Okay, in life, look how far you come, and I know it's been in the back of your mind to get that degree, but what's holding you back? Okay, nothing's holding you back but yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you can achieve that accomplishment if you put your mind to it. You are more than ready, and you're going to graduate. You're going to graduate, girl. You're going to get that degree. Okay, so just don't think about it. Just do it, and and you'll be so happy at the end of the road, at the end of that journey of getting that degree. That's not the end of the road, but this the end of that journey to get that one degree.
And knowing that, if there is an older student out there that's trying to come back or wants to come back or has the desire to come back, you know, were you nervous? Was it difficult being in a class with, I guess, as you said, younger students, or was that more of as you kind of went on, did you just kind of see them as we're all just trying to get the same thing done?
I felt like I wasn't intimidated. I felt like we were all there to get the job done. Like I said, I mean, I even found a team in the classroom. I mean, we supported each other. Um, like I said, there were 20, 40, 50, 60, and one went 70 years old.
Mm,
We all were there together to support. And now that was respect. Okay.
got you.
That was respect. And so that was what I really, really am happy about and encourage others my age. Don't be afraid. Just go in there and know that everyone's there to support each other.
And did you find that as a common theme from start to finish, that once you kind of got going, that everyone from your academic advisor to your professors, that everybody kind of wanted you to get across that finish line. Everybody wanted you to graduate. Did you feel that, or was there some hesitancy somewhere along the way, or
No, I really found encouragement.
Mhm.
If I ever got stuck, they were there to help me. And just the teachers, my advisor. I want to say names, but I don't want to say names and then leave somebody out because they were all a great help to me.
Mhm.
I will give a shout out to Roger Buskell.
Ah,
Oh my goodness, that man, he met me at Starbucks and we would go through my computer, and I mean, he really from day one, he was there for me from start to finish. Amber, I think Amber's no longer advisor. She's moved up in there.
Mhm.
Matt Bergman in OLL department.
Mhm.
Um, um, all of those people and the instructors were amazing. They were just there for me, and
Right.
I never felt that I could not go to someone and not feel guilty. I didn't never feel guilty about going to someone, so don't feel guilty about or feel hesitant in asking questions or asking for help. They really encouraged me. They really encouraged me.
Oh yeah, and for those that don't know, Roger Buskell, he is our senior statesman. He is phenomenal. He runs our prior learning assessment course. He does a great job of getting you in and acclimated, and making sure you
Mhm.
get your proper credit for the work skills and the time of work you bring to the table. Dr. Bergman, he's an all-star, right? He's an expert, some would say. He's a subject matter expert in andragogy or adult learning, and PLA. And Amber, she is director of advising, I think it's at this
Mhm.
point in time. So at that time, she was probably an academic advisor or a success coach at that time. And yeah, that is a wonderful group of people, and those are people that you will meet. Anyone will meet if they come into the OLO program, because those are our all stars, and we do our best to push and promote them every single day in every single way.
Mhm.
That is amazing. I love your experience. Would you take anything back from your experience, or would you do anything differently in your OLO experience, now that you have kind of, you can look back and say, I've got the degree, but if I would have did something, I probably would have done something a little different. Was there anything about that?
No, I was just mainly focused on finishing the courses and the classes. And I tell you what, all those classes, I learned something. I
Mm-hmm.
gained something and what's that saying? You're never too old to learn something
Right.
new. You're never too, and I learned so much, and I keep that knowledge with me every day, every day.
I love it. I love it. Well, Miss B, before we get out of here, I like to have a little fun with our guests. You will be no different. We have a session I like to call rapid fire. Rapid fire is just 5 fast, quick questions that I will ask you, and then just give me the first answer that comes to your mind, the first thought that comes to your head, and we'll see, right? I think, it's just a little fun segment we like to have with all of our guests. Are you ready for rapid fire, Miss B?
Yes, go. Let's
Here
go.
we go. Rapid fire. Question number one. If you could pick one word to describe your life so far, what would it be and why?
Uh, Determined.
Mm, okay. And why determined?
I've always been that. My life has been, if I had a project to do, given it a job or anything, I was determined to complete it. I was determined to meet that goal. I I have been through many mountains and valleys through my life, but I was determined that that was not going to stop me
Mm-hmm.
and get to the next level, get to wherever I needed to be in life. Oh, it's gonna make me cry.
Oh, we don't want to do that. We don't want you to get too
No,
emotional. This
it's
rapid
okay.
fire.
They're happy tears.
Good, good, good. I'm happy that you're determined. I love that word. I love that is a great word. I must admit, no one has said the word determined, and I do like that word. And it's clear that you are determined. There's no doubt, and no one will doubt that. Next question, rapid fire question number 2. Don't want to make Miss B cry on the podcast. You be the first one. What are 3 non-negotiable characteristics that anyone on your team or tribe has to have?
Drive,
Mm-hmm.
trusting,
Mm-hmm.
and being dependable.
Ooh, okay. No one has said drive before. That's a great answer. I
Mm-hmm.
like it. Miss B, here we go. Round 3, third question. Rapid fire. What is your favorite dessert?
Oh, sweet potato pie.
Mm.
But I have another favorite. My grandmother used to always make me caramel cakes, homemade caramel cakes with homemade caramel icing for my birthday. So
Mm.
they're, and I still carry on that tradition. I make them now for my children and grandchildren. So would you
Really?
like one too, Sean?
Yeah, my birthday is at the end of the month on the 28th. I will find you somewhere in Louisville and get this caramel cake. I will eat it in honor of you. I will probably have to walk, 20 miles to work, burn all the calories, but I will do that just for you.
They're good. They're good.
I have no doubt. Rapid fire question number 4. Right, and this is a tough one, but it's a good one. If you could do your career over again, what industry do you think you would have worked in?
Well, when I first started out to UofL, they had this computer called Ziggy, and you put in your what you want to be in life in it. I thought I would want to be a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't pan out. My mom was a retired nurse. And then Ziggy said, school counselor. So when I was out to U of L, I started classes in counseling. And my goal was to be a school counselor.
Oh, I would
But
have never guessed that.
yeah, right. But actually, I'm getting ready, Sean, I'm getting ready to go back into the school system to be a substitute teacher.
Mm.
So not middle or high school, but elementary and preschool.
Get ready. That's all I can say.
I know. They need us though.
They do. Last question, rapid fire. If you could sit with your 13-year-old self, what would you tell her without crying?
Okay. I'm not going to cry. I'm going to say, don't be so shy. Don't isolate yourself and stop with the self doubt. I want you to
Okay.
be more confident because you are strong. You can accomplish anything in life you set your mind to, your goals. Just concentrate on that. But you are somebody. You
Mm-hmm.
can do it.
Yeah, that reminds me. We asked a similar question to the dean of the College of Education Human Development, Dr. Amy Lingo, and Dean Lingo had a phenomenal quote. She was like, "I can do hard things," and that was kind of like her mantra. Like when things got too difficult, like I can do hard things, I can accomplish this, I can get over this. That's amazing. Rapid fire is over, but I do have one more question, one more fun question. Since you like reading books, I'm going to use this book. I mean, we'll use this question. If your life was the title of a book made up or real, what would it be and why?
That one, I would say my journey's not over.
Okay.
Um, The Never Ending Journey. Those two.
I like it. I like
Okay.
it. I'd buy the book. I'd read it. I like the title. Just off the title, I'm going to get the book.
Okay.
So, Miss B, here's the thing. We always let our guests land on the high note, leaving with your words of wisdom, with your insight, with your wise counsel. So, final thought. What is your wise counsel that you would shout from the mountaintops that you wanted everyone to hear moving forward? If you had to get your message out, whatever your message would be, what would it be?
Life is life. There's going to be good and there's going to be some hard times, but you can get through them. You may not think you can, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. I go back to my journey. Every day is a journey. Just stay focused, stay on course, and enjoy these days. Enjoy the times that you have. Don't let life be a downfall for you. I want everyone to be successful in this lifetime. You can do this. You are someone, and go back to never self-doubting yourself. Just stay focused and stay confident. Stay happy.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's just it. That's great. That's amazing. That was it. That capsulated everything about your embodiment, about being determined, about treasuring the moment, enjoy the moment. You can do this, right? It's all those same things. Miss B, you've been a phenomenal guest on the CardinOLL podcast. Anybody who doesn't listen to this podcast, something is really wrong with you. She dropped some serious golden nuggets. Stay determined, stay leading, stay learning, stay focused, stay encouraged. You're never too old to have success in life, no matter what happens or comes your way. Miss B, you've been a phenomenal guest. Thank you for joining the CardinOLL podcast. We appreciate you. I want you to have a great day.
You too, Sean. Thank you for having me, and thanks everyone. I hope you do get something from this podcast, and keep going. Keep going.
They will. Cardinal Nation, I just wrapped up another great interview with Miss B. I couldn't believe it. Listen, that was one of the best interviews I've ever had with anybody. I love the fact of her energy and her zeal. And guess what? Whoever that nurse is, we've got to find you to show you that Miss B completed that degree. But aside from that, who can negate and deny her golden nuggets of success? Leaders. It's all about encouraging and influence. Nothing more, nothing less. And when it comes to learning, her book collection, to die for. And let's be honest, she hit the nail right on the head. You should always be trying to learn. As she said, always be seeking knowledge. And listen, last but not least, the best one, and the one we talked about the greatest, was cornhole, right? Cornhole should be a great thing the organization should even consider when trying to remove stress or add fun to your workplace environment. Listen, I must admit that Miss B gave me such great inspiration. And I know that not everyone is going to enter into college as a senior statesman, but we know that there are 1.3 million working adults who have some college and no degree. And all we want you to do is join Cardinal Nation. We want you to give education a shot. Let's go be great. Let's go get the degree. Let's go be awesome, and let's go change the world. If that's you, this is what I want you to do. I want you to grab your mobile device, get on your computer, and I want you to go into the search box. I want you to type in UofL.me/podcast-OLL. Again, that's UofL.me/podcast-OLL. Once you go on that site, listen, we're going to give you great information. This is what I want you to do. I want you to log in
I want you to request some information and we'll take it from there. Sign up for an info session so that we can tell you all about the great things that this degree offers. Listen, I know that on today, we took your leadership and your learning to the next level. And that's what we do on this podcast. That's what it's all about, Cardinal Nation, taking your leadership and your learning to the next level immediately. But listen, before I get out of here, I want you to do this. I want you to go download, like, and subscribe us on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And don't forget to listen to us every Monday, 9:30 a.m. on Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. That's where we are. And then once you do that, leave us a comment. I want to hear from you. What you like, what you don't like, how fast you're going to join and become a part of Cardinal Nation. Listen, you've heard us. You know we say it around here often. You can count the number of seeds in an apple, but you can never count the number of apples in a seed. Because when you teach, and there was some great teaching moments going on today, you'll never know how many people that you will purposely influence. Listen, this is what I want you to do, Cardinal Nation. I want you to keep leading. I want you to keep learning. And I want you to keep influencing. I want you to join Cardinal Nation. I want you to go onto your computers, get onto your mobile devices. I want you to type in UofL.me/podcast-OLL. All right, Cardinal Nation, I'm headed out of here, but this is what I want you to do until next week. I want you to take care and stay safe.